What's going on, everybody? Josh Callaway here alongside James D. Jackson, Sooners Illustrated and 24/7 Sports at the stadium. We're back. We had a football game today, kind of, the spring game, wrapping up spring camp here in Norman. The red team defeated the white team 65-58. Offense took down defense today. Not that it really matters, but the red team did get the win, coached by Emmett Jones. And we're here to wrap it up a little bit, James and I. James, I guess we'll start with the winning team offensively. Offense did get the win today. Jackson Arnold played pretty well. The big star, Deion Burks, you've been banging that drum all spring. Couple of touchdowns. Caleb Hicks looked fantastic today. The offensive line actually was fine. I mean, that's been a major talking point. It was fine. It didn't, there was a couple sacks, but for the most part, it held its own. What were your impressions offensively from what you saw from Oklahoma today?
I'm really looking forward to when Andrew Anthony gets healthy.
Yeah,
Deion Burks and Andrew Anthony running down the field is going to be an incredible weapon for Jackson Arnold to have. And Jackson Arnold kind of, gated to that. He talked about all the weapons that this team has. We didn't see a lot of the tight ends.
Right.
We didn't see any tight ends getting a pass today. So, I mean, that'll be something to grow on and things like that. But those two guys just running, routes down the field are going to be incredible for this team. I mean, it just showed today. And for a while, I mean, we've been hearing a lot. It's been the defense has been winning these games and winning the practices. The offense is like they were going to run away with it for a little bit there. That was it 20-0 to start the game.
First three drives were touchdowns.
Yeah. So it was that's what I took from that. I mean, offense they held their own, and then defense kind of came back there and made their stops and later in the drives and things like that. But I mean, a very good outing for OU. I mean, a pretty even score when you look at all the the scoreboard and things like that. The points, the way they worked out, pretty even for the team. So I'm pretty impressed from today.
Yeah, that was honestly one of my bigger takeaways of the day was just Oklahoma's probably going to be just fine offensively because there was, we talked about it during spring camp. Like you said, the defense has kind of been kicking the offense's tail. That's kind of been the buzz coming out of camp. And today, the defense was very vanilla by their own admission. Danny Stutzman talked about that in postgame. Brent Venables did as well. They didn't do much anything crazy, right? It was it was vanilla, like they said. But offensively, they took advantage. First three drives for touchdowns. They ran the ball. They threw the ball. And like you said, they're nowhere near full strength, not even close. The offensive line is so beat up right now. They're missing Jalil Farouk, Nick Anderson, and Andrell Anthony. Gavin Freeman is out as well. Jake Roberts was hurt in this game. Bauer Sharp got banged up a little bit. Nothing serious, I don't believe. I mean, they're as beat up gets, and they look pretty good today. Jackson Arnold played well. Michael Hawkins, who we've heard nothing but good things about in camp, had some nice moments. He can really move the way he dances around the pocket.
Yeah.
It's really fun to watch. He can really evade pressure. He has a very quick trigger. He was fun to watch today. Brendan Zurbrich had the game-winning touchdown. General Booty had a long touchdown run. I mean, offensively, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
And again, defensively, pretty vanilla. They're not doing anything crazy. But offensively, considering all the guys you're missing, which is a lot of guys, I thought it was pretty good. So offensively, I think that was maybe my only real concern or fear for Oklahoma coming into this game was what happens if the offense just gets dominated, and then that's going to be what we're going to talk about for the next 4 months until the first real game.
Yeah.
And I thought it was fine. The offense looked great for the most part today, and Jackson Arnold, he looked like Jackson Arnold, had a couple really nice throws. Defensively, again, it's one of the weird things about the spring game because every good thing has a bad thing. Every bad thing has a good thing. It was very vanilla. They didn't do much at all. The good parts of it, obviously, they gave up a lot of drives and points, but the good parts of it, they got pressure. They got some sacks in this game, had some nice tackles, didn't force any turnovers, but for the most part, I mean, again, they were vanilla. I don't know how much to take away from what you saw defensively today. What were your thoughts on the defensive side of the football, if any? It's hard to know what to take from it, but what'd you think?
Michael Boganowski is a really hard hitter.
He was popping people.
He was popping people. That was my first takeaway. Like, just looking at a guy. I mean, he got a flag on one of them because it was just, he was aggressive out there. And that's something you kind of want to see. You want to see guys being aggressive on defense, showing that, oh, this is Oklahoma type of thing. So he did a really good job of that. The defense overall, I mean, the second unit of PJ and Devon Sears, they were really, really good in this game. I know they were going against the other offensive line the offensive line that's not really going to be out there for OU.
Right.
But they looked really good in their starts. PJ had his sacks. Devon Sears had his sacks. I'm forgetting one.
Didn't Stone have a sack?
Stone had a sack, but it was Hatchett. I'm trying to think whoever the other one. But they looked really good from them overall. Just want to point them out. They did a really good job. I mean, obviously, we can't really say much about. Other than that, they looked really good from the start. I mean, the first team defense didn't have a lot of Denny Stutzman out there. He did a few reps here and there, but he wasn't out there for a lot of time. So
sure.
With him out there, it's gonna look a lot different because he can call the plays, he can call the assignments better than most guys. So really not much to take from that so far.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think that the easy reaction would be, those first 3 drives have been right down the field. Mm-hmm. It was kind of like, what's happening here? Yeah. They're going right down the field on these guys. But like we said a couple times, they weren't doing anything crazy. It was very vanilla, very simple defense today. They are missing a couple of, obviously, extremely key guys in the secondary with Billy Bowman and Woody Washington both out. Obviously, Deion Burks got him a couple times and things like that. But they were playing it was a lot of young guys in secondary today. So a little bit of growing pains in some moments. But, I'm with you. You saw those young defensive, front guys create some disruption. Jane Jackson just blew up a couple of plays. David Stone got in there, like we said. Are you leaving here saying, wow, that defense looked amazing? Not really, but I don't see any reason to come from today and be feeling less about the defense than I did before. My opinion is unchanged, really, about where the defense is.
The overall first-team defense did not play together today, so that's the reason why I feel like we're kind of up in arms about it, because it was just like, let's sprinkle in 3 or 4 experienced guys and let these young guys go with them, and that's what you kind of saw in those first 3 drives especially. It was just the offense was just picking that apart because they just guys trying to learn things. And they were trying to see what they had in everybody, and that was the main key for them in this game. So when we see all the defense back, I know it's going to be a totally different thing.
Sure. Yeah, and they settled in toward the middle of the game and got some stops, forced some punts and stuff. That's how they got back in it on the scoreboard, obviously. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, overall offense, they won the game. They won the day today. So spring camp is in the books now. I guess final thoughts from you, and obviously we're not going anywhere. We're going to have the podcast on Monday. We're with you 2 times a week all season, all year long, I should say. But as spring camp finishes, this was practice 15 practice, right? Mm-hmm. The spring camp is in the books. Now your attention towards summer workouts, and then will be media days and fall camp before you know it. I guess where are you kind of at? Little temperature check on the team after spring. Do you feel the same as you felt coming into spring? You better, worse, if you want to go that direction? How are you kind of feeling about where Oklahoma sits right now going into this, first year in the SEC?
My one area of concern for this team throughout all of the offseason has been where the offensive line is going to be, and so. Sure. To see how they perform today, that kind of gives me a little more. Yeah, I feel a little bit better about that offensive line, and especially when they get everybody back. Everybody's actually healthy, and the guys play in their natural positions, and you really see this offensive line gel.
Probably add in the portal.
Yeah, and you add somebody in the portal here and there. So I feel really good about it. Especially from what we saw today. Really good offensive line. Jackson Arnold was sacked once or twice. When he was out there. So really good job from them today.
Yeah, I'm with you. The offensive line, it's still going to be a question mark. It's not like, the spring game. It's still a question mark, but I'm with you. It was encouraging. Some of these guys that you didn't know held their own better than I think maybe would have thought coming in. And so, yeah, we'll see where they are in the portal. We'll see if they can get some of these guys healthy. We didn't see, obviously, Troy Everett, well documented. Daniel Akinkumi was out. We didn't see Gary and Hatchett at all this spring. So they got to get healthy. But overall, encouraging day, certainly. And I think Oklahoma has to feel pretty good. Mostly, this was a pretty even competitive spring game, which is what you want, right? You don't really want one side to dominate. It's pretty evenly matched. You had some good moments on both sides. And there you have it. The red team wins it 65-58. The next time we're on this field for a game, it'll be the first game of the season, August 30th, a little over 4 months from today. Temple comes in here on a Friday night. Looking forward to it. The first year in the SEC, it's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait.
Grayson Halton's the guy I was forgetting about.
Good call. I'm glad you brought him up.
Grayson Halton he looked really good today. And I also want to throw out our Mason Thomas. He had a very good game as well. Seeing him out there again, so don't want to forget about them. Want to give them their credit and their props. So
they're deep. They're deep, right? They got a lot of guys to keep up with. They're deep. There you have it. I think that's it for now. We'll be back with Tom on Monday for the Sooners Illustrated podcast. We'll expound on our thoughts here. The spring game, kind of get a chance to watch some highlights back, things like that. Have some more expounded thoughts, also all the latest for Oklahoma on the portal side of things and everything else going around this program as of late. It's been busy around these parts. Obviously, again, Sooners Illustrated podcast, Mondays and Thursdays, all year long throughout the summer into fall camp. Be with us all throughout the summer. All the latest for OU football, basketball, the Diamond Sports. We'll be with you, taking you right up to SEC Media Days in the summer, then fall camp, and then that season opener is going to be here before you know it. Just a little over 4 months away on this field with the Temple Owls coming in here on Friday, August 30th. Looking forward to that. Become a VIP subscriber to Sooners Illustrated. Be up to date with all the latest team intel from the recruiting side, camp, summer workouts, everything, multiple sports. We got you covered. Become a VIP member to Sooners Illustrated. That's it for now. For James D. Jackson, I'm Josh Callaway. We'll see you guys next time right back here on the Sooners Illustrated YouTube channel.